It's time for some life updates. Hello everyone and welcome back. It is September. It is time to do a life update because we haven't done one in a hot second and a lot has happened that I need to tell you guys about. So this is gonna be my little life update video. Let's just get into it. All right, if you're wondering, it's fall. So I put a little fall thing on the TV and I did not realize I would be blocking it the whole time. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna jump right into the topics. If you feel like liking and subscribing, that would be fine. That would be okay with me. I would actually be okay with it if you wanted to do it. You don't have to, but I would be okay with it. Number one, I went to London this summer. I have so many videos that I did not post. I might make some London vlogs. I went to Ireland as well. I also went to Scotland. So we're gonna talk about that. Second thing is the show I booked. So excited. And then the third thing is I don't know what I'm doing. I have a list. I'm not kidding. I wrote a list down. I wrote down London, new contract, and I don't know what I'm doing. So we're gonna get to all those in that order, and let's get started. Okay, I was in London this summer. Actually, I lied. We're flipping. We're gonna do the new contract thing first. Great, new contract. If you guys didn't know yet already, I booked Frozen. I did Frozen I booked Frozen at the Paramount Theater. I'm so excited for it. I am equally excited and stressed about it. And stressed because it's gonna be tough. And if you didn't know what role I'm playing, Ensemble and Swing. On my New Year's resolutions. Where's my New Year's resolution? Hold on, I'm gonna grab it. This, ASMR. Thought I heard something. This is my journal from last year, and in my New Year's resolutions, I wrote down that I wanted to book a show at Paramount, Marriott, or Drury Lane. Paramount is the place that I ended up booking, and that is because I really believe that I manifested it here. And when I say manifesting, this is what I mean. When I say manifesting, I mean when you write something down and you talk about it, and you bring it to the forefront of your mind. And I talked about this on TikTok. You bring it to the forefront of your mind, you are always subconsciously working towards it. So for example, like I put that at the forefront of my mind. So then when like the audition season happened last winter, I was consistently thinking about and trying to book Paramount. Can I speak? I feel like I'm in a rush right now and I'm not, and I need to chill out. Anyways, I have been manifesting working there for the last 2 years. It's been a place that I've wanted to, but this year was the year that I decided like I'm gonna write it down and I'm gonna make it a priority because this is a place I really feel like I could learn from, I would do well at, and I would meet a lot of good people. So I wrote it down in my New Year's resolution and I was like, great, I will subconsciously work towards it and consciously work towards it. So when the EPAs came out, I went to all their EPAs. I got several different callbacks for their shows, one of them being Cats, which I did not get, and one of them being Frozen. And actually, I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about my audition story for that. Basically, I went to the EPA for Paramount, and my agents after that, which if you don't know what an EPA is, I'm just gonna make a video about EPAs, ECCs, auditions in general. Do you guys want an audition video of me just talking about auditions? I think it might be helpful for the masses, because to be honest, when I left school, when I left college, I knew nothing. And I feel like the school system failed me. I knew about having monologues prepped for auditions and things like that, and songs. I didn't know what an EPA was though. And now we're gonna apply some chapstick. It's tinted chapstick. And it smells like mint. Ew, God, don't look at that. Anyways, so I had that audition, the initial EPA audition, and then my agents came back to me and said, hey, here's a material for Frozen. And it was ensemble material, and basically what it was, I'm not kidding, was like harmonies. I had 2 songs, and I had to memorize the harmonies for both, and it was the alto line, and they wanted it to be very specifically the correct notes and the correct timing. So like, not off by anything. And I like drilled that. I was like, I'm going to get these notes correct, because this would be a phenomenal show to do. I drilled it. I put blue on in my little self-tape, so I looked kind of Frozen-y. Sent that in back in February and forgot about it. And to give you a little like idea of what it feels like or not what it feels like, what it is like to be rejected, you will not hear anything back. You're not gonna hear like, oh, thank you so much, but no. You're just not gonna hear anything. If you book something, you're gonna hear about it. If you don't, you're not gonna hear anything. I didn't hear anything about it for February, April. Hey, did I just say February, April? What is wrong with me? There's a month in between there and it's called March, and you know what? I probably just decided that it wasn't a thing because I don't like March. 4 months later, I heard back. You never know. You just never know. And I didn't. And what about it? Yes, I lost my train of thought. I did the audition, didn't hear back, and then when I got the email from my agents, I'm not kidding, I cried. Hey, does that sound lame? Yeah. Yeah, it does. And the reason I cried was because I felt like I accomplished something. And I was feeling so very stunted in my career. Not in terms of like, I was getting auditions, I was doing the auditions, I was booking things here and there with like commercials and things like that, but some short film stuff. But I was like, I want to do a theater contract again. And I felt like I was being just so, like I was stunted. Like I couldn't get anything. And I was like, why? I feel like I did really well this audition season. I feel like I really did a good job. And like, first of all, why is my laptop screaming? Do you guys hear that? Girl, chill. If you can hear that, no, you can't. Just ignore, please, God, please just ignore it. But I felt like I was being really stunted in my career and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, am I doing well? Because I feel like I'm doing a good job. And you know, everyone's gonna tell you, and I would tell this to myself, like, you can do a great job. Sometimes you're just not the right fit. And I kept telling myself that because it's true, by the way. Oh, she stopped. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the laptop stopped screaming, so we're good. But I just felt like, okay, you know, it's just not my time, it's just not my time, it's just not my time. So when I got that email, I was on my way to see my parents and my niece and my brother and his wife. And I just like, my eyes teared up. I was like in an Uber and I was like, I did the thing. Like I booked at a place I put on my New Year's goals. And that meant more to me than anything. And so like, I feel like you can really manifest and truly work towards your goals and not stop worrying so much about if the show is right for you or not, or if the role is right for you, or, you know, I thought I did a really good job. You probably did then. It just might not have been meant for you. Anyways, I'll talk more about that in my auditioning, video, but I wanted to do a little blip there because that was important to me that I am now working at a place I put on my New Year's goals. The second thing is I am running the show from October 30th to January 19th. It's like a 4-month run, which is so exciting because that means, you know, I'm booked for 4 months and I have a consistent paycheck coming in, which if you're not an actor, that's freaking huge to have that coming in. And also like it's frozen with Disney. Like Disney, I just think that's really cool. And I'll get to learn from people, and there's some people that I know in the show and some people that I don't know in the show, and like, I'm just so lucky. I just feel very lucky. I feel very blessed. And like, my parents can come see the show, and oh, I'm excited. And like, they're gonna be little girls, oh, and they're gonna be like, let it go. Oh, speaking of Elsa, Emily Kristen Morris is gonna be in it as Elsa. What? I love her. I love her hair. We have similar curly hair, so I can relate to her on that. So I get to work with her, and that's great. And so I'm very, very, very excited about this whole situation. So yes, if you guys are interested, it's gonna be at the Paramount Theater in Aurora, and it's gonna be running October 30th to January 19th. I will keep everyone updated on if I go in for a role that's not the role I'm playing. So if you guys are curious, let me go back a little bit because I realized I did not talk about this. I thought when I initially got the email that I was just swinging the show. I didn't know I was gonna be on stage as an ensemble member. Turns out I am. I'm gonna be both an ensemble member and I'm covering 4 tracks. That's 5 tracks altogether. I don't know the tracks I'm covering yet, because some people were asking. I don't know which ones I'm covering. I think it's gonna be kind of decided as the rehearsal process goes along. And like, it depends on, it could be down to like a, you know, you're already on this side for this quick change as your ensemble track, so maybe you'll cover the people on this side. I don't really know. It's gonna depend on things like logistics. So I'm not sure, but I will find that out sooner rather than later because it's happening on Monday. I don't remember what I was gonna say. Hey, I don't remember. I have ADHD. What about it? Moving on to the next thing. London, I'm gonna speak a little briefly on London. I was there for 4 weeks training at Lambda at the Shakespeare program. It's a 4-week training program. We did an abridged version of Macbeth in my group, as well as the classes every day. So the first half of the day was rehearsals for Macbeth. The second half of the day was classes. Let me tell you, if you're thinking about doing something like this, from the bat, get to London early. I left for London on a Saturday. I got in on a Sunday. The program started on Monday. Big mistake. Huge mistake. Now the reason I did that, I understand and I can forgive myself for, but basically what I did was I was home for the 4th of July and I was like back home with my parents, and then my dad drove me from there to my apartment, spent like 3 hours in my apartment, grabbed my bags that I already packed up and left. So, and then the next day basically started. Didn't get any sleep. Next day, I was already jet lagged. Next day started the program and it was 9 to 6 and I'm jet lagged and I didn't sleep. It was a mistake, huge mistake. And I understand why I did it, but like that was dumb. and I will not do that again. And I'm gonna be honest about this, I think it threw off my entire trip. I skipped the third day of classes because I was like, I could faint because of how tired I am. And everyone in my group, who I just met by the way, were like, are you okay? They like DMing me on Instagram, like, are you good? And I'm like, yes, I need to sleep. So I get there, first day happens, we have orientation. The classes are in voice, text, movement, sorry, not text, voice, acting, movement, stage combat, what else? Improv, that's what it is. My favorite were the improv classes and the movement classes. And they were truly like movement. Like this was like back to drama school 101, but it's Lambda. I was with people that were age range 21 to 59. And they were all coming from different walks of life. Some people were professionals already, some people weren't. So you were really learning from like the people around you as well as the teachers, and getting to apply the skills that I used in classes to, you know, Macbeth, which I ended up playing one of the witches, which was fun. And those were all the pros of it. Like I loved that. I will say some of the cons were like, the schedule's crazy. And I know people who are in drama school are like, that's typical, that's normal. And I would meet some people there that'd be like, this is just like a normal Monday for me. And I'm like, no, I didn't get a BFA, but that's crazy. I'm so tired. And you know what? I think it was the jet lag more than anything, because I don't think I ever caught up on sleep. Really, ever. Maybe the last week I caught up on sleep. And I will say, like, our schedule was also the fourth day of the first week, Thursday, we went to the Globe, toured the Globe and saw Richard III. Phenomenal, by the way. The Globe Theater was phenomenal. I went there 3 times. I would go back again. I need to see a million shows there. That kind of throws you off. And then the next Thursday, Friday after that, of the second week, we went to Stratford-upon-Avon and saw where Shakespeare grew up. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Saw stuff at the RSC, the Royal Shakespeare Company. So that kind of threw you off. So, because you're like, you know, we spent a night there. So all that was phenomenal, but I think I was just tired the entire time, and it kind of like, I just kind of got thrown off. But it's really nice to be able to learn from people that are, you know, in a different spot in life, and like they know more about the London scene. And I would love to go to London and audition there and like be a student and slash book in London. I'm seriously thinking about that. So that was another reason I went, was just sort of like see what the London scene is like. I saw a lot of theater there. I saw the Mousetrap. I saw People, Places and Things. I saw, why was I gonna say How to Succeed in Business? That's not what's playing. The Play That Goes Wrong. And I didn't see any musicals. I know everyone's like, go see Six, go see Wicked. I can see both those things here. And before you say not Wicked, Six is, you know, West End originated. I saw it on the West End like 2 years ago. So I wanted to see plays that I hadn't seen yet. That, and I saw, you know, Much Ado About Nothing. I went to the midnight showing of Much Ado About Nothing. The day before I flew back, by the way. Crazy, because it ended at 3 a.m. 100% worth it. Would do it again. But it was just like a wild experience. Anyways, I had all that. And then at the end of these 4 weeks, we got to perform like Macbeth in front of our other, like the other 4-week classes. So there were like 3 sections of the 4-week class. And like one of them did Twelfth Night, another one did Julius Caesar. So we got to perform in front of each other. And that was really cool. It was just fun to be able to work with other people. And at the end of it, I was so exhausted that I was so happy to be able to go to Ireland. I ended up going to Ireland after that, and it was with a friend that I met in the program and her boyfriend, and it was like just phenomenal. Like just to be able to go back to Ireland. Like I like stood on a cliff. We basically could drive the countryside, so we could drive across Ireland. What are you talking about? And by the way, if you guys want the vlogs from there, I will post them. I want to post them, but I don't know if y'all want to see it or not. So please let me know if you want to see my Ireland vlogs and my Scotland vlogs, because guess what? After Ireland, I went to Scotland. I went to Scotland to the Fringe Festival. That was crazy. And I met some of y'all, and that was crazy. Actually, in every country, somebody spotted me from social media. I'm global. I'm global? What do you mean? That was crazy. Somebody in Ireland at the Blarney Castle, yeah, the Blarney Stone, was like, are you from TikTok? Somebody on the tube was like, do I know you? And I was like, I think so. And her and her whole family, there was like this group of girls, and they were all going to see Mamma Mia with their moms. And I'm like, oh, can I come? Then in Scotland, there are people that, obviously, I went to the Fringe Festival, so it was a theater festival. If you guys don't know what the Fringe Festival is, it's just like a festival of theater. It's like Comic-Con for theater kids. It's a festival of theater that happens in Edinburgh. They rent out theaters and spaces, different like groups and companies do, and they just perform these shows like all day. The first show starts at like 10 a.m., the last show starts at like midnight. And they're all day, and people are handing you flyers. And you could just walk into a show. It was phenomenal and crazy, and I was so tired by the end of it. Anyways, that was my Euro summer. I was gone for 6 weeks. So fun. I'm gonna do it again soon. I will. And then the last thing is, guys, Wait, are we done? Does anyone have any questions about before I move on to the next thing? Does anyone have any questions? I'll wait for you guys to comment the questions. Anyways, the last thing, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I am in my mid-20s, and I just posted something on Instagram about this. I'm in my mid-20s, and I feel like I know the absolute most about myself and the least about myself that I ever have. And I'm sad about that. I feel so lost and also so found. I know this sounds stupid. Guys, I know it sounds stupid, but I feel so much like, what's next? I can do so many different things. There's a myriad of things that I can do in my life right now. I can drop everything and move across the country. I can drop everything and move to another country. I could drop acting and just like run a bakery. What am I supposed to do? Hey, comment what I'm supposed to do. Because I love my job and I love what I'm doing, and I will continue to do that. But sometimes I just feel like I'm like, what am I doing? And I love the fact that like, I actually love social media because I can watch myself sort of grow. It's weird. I can like see the videos I made a year ago and be like, oh, I've grown a lot. I feel like I've grown so much this year. This year, I'm like, a lot of things are starting to make sense. And that in turn means a lot of things don't make sense because there's growing pains. When you are letting go of things from the past and like, bringing yourself into the future, there's growing pains. Like, I'm a highly anxious person. I am a highly anxious person. And there are some things that I've stopped being anxious about and other things that have grown in their place. And those transitional things of like, will I ever not have anxiety? Okay, wow, we're getting real deep. Something that I've kind of come to the conclusion of is like, will I ever know peace? Will I ever not be anxious? I have known anxiety my entire life. And for the longest time, I didn't know it was anxiety. I was just like, everyone wakes up with an impending sense of doom. Oh, you guys aren't? Clap if you're waking up with an impending sense of doom. Everyone is clapping. That's what it feels like. Is to wake up and be like, something's wrong. That's how I wake up. Don't. There are days I don't. There really are. But most days I wake up and I'm like, what do we have to worry about today? And that's just not a good way to live. And like I said, there are days that I wake up and like, I don't remember what I'm supposed to be stressed out about. And then I like all of a sudden think about it and I'm like, even if it's like a good thing, like my short film I was just in. Oh, we didn't talk about that. Maybe we should talk about that. The short film I was just in, I just woke up and I was a little anxious about it the day before. And that's natural, like excited anxious is natural, but I just feel like I'm consistently anxious about everything going on in my life. Am I getting too old? I know that sounds stupid. I know I'm not, but like, I feel like I'm getting old. And like, when do I want to get married? When do I want to have kids? When do I want to move anywhere? Do I want to have done certain things before I settle down? When do I want to settle down? What does settle down even mean? How involved do I want social media to be in my life? What are my friendships like? And my female friendships and my male friendships? And like, how am I cultivating my relationship with my family? Half my family lives in LA. Half my family lives in LA. And the other half lives in Indiana. So I'm like, you know, I'm not near them. And so now I will say, like, I am in LA. Like, if I have an audition or if I have an event or something, I go to LA and I get to see them and I love that. But it's tough because I'm like, and then they're growing and learning with each other. My nieces and nephews are there. I'm like, I'm not. And I just feel confused. Like, I can't even put a finger on it. I don't even know what the problem is. I just feel confused. And I just want to put that into the universe because I'm not the only one, I know that. And also, I don't want to appear like my life is perfect. It's not. It's not at all. I'm grateful. And two things can exist at once. You can be confused and grateful and angry and confident at the same time. Like, all those things can exist at the same time. You don't have to feel one emotion. Like, I'm so grateful today and that's the only thing I felt today. That's just not accurate to the human experience, and it's not fair to put on yourself. So I just want to say that and put that out there to people who, you know, if you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, even 30s, hey, if you're in your mid 30s and you can give me some advice, I would love to hear it. I just need someone older than me to tell me it's gonna be okay. And my siblings do that a lot, my parents do that. But it's hard to believe people, you know, to be like, and I'm happy, I'm a happy person. I like my life a lot. I just feel confused. And I knew this was gonna happen. Everyone told me it was gonna happen. You go through another set of maturing. You go through puberty again in your mid-20s. I've been told this. You go through puberty again because you realize, like, you're not really an adult when you're 18. No, yeah, that's not an adult, you know? And 21's not even an adult. You know, you are technically an adult, but do you behave like one? Not really. So I feel like I feel very confident. I feel good about myself. I feel that I'm a happy person and I spread joy and I'm good to other people. But with all that comes growing pains, and I just wanted to put that out there and say that, yeah, that's it. We can be done with that now, but if anyone else feels like that, I hope that I gave you some sort of community to fall back onto. Anyways, I think that's all the updates. Oh, the short film. I did a short film. It's gonna be like Bandersnatch. I'm gonna put it out on here / on my website / on my other social media when it happens. It's like a mystery thing where you can choose your own adventure type situation, and I was the lead in it, so Hey! Anyways, I will send that out to y'all when I can. I think that's all the updates I have for right now. Frozen, London, Ireland and Scotland, and I don't know what I'm doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, like and subscribe. Guys, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna have to like and subscribe. Subscribes. If you don't know what you're doing, like and subscribe, because that's just the rule. Sorry guys, sorry. I'll keep you all updated on my contract and how fun it is and how hard it's gonna be and how all the things in between, and on the short film as well. And if I ever figure out what I'm doing, I'll keep you updated, guys. Happy fall. It's now officially fall. You can be annoying about fall. Happy fall. I'll keep you updated on Frozen. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye, bye, bye.